And I'm back. More Final Fantasy 1. Before going to Mount Gulag, I'm going to go into the ice cavern and probably die a horrible death. Because a lot of these enstomies, yes, they're enstomies. They cause instant death and shit just by attacking. Or status effects. So, oh boy. But if I can get through here, I can get the airship. Technically, like, this is the hardest part of the game. Because this is before the class change, and this and Mount Gulag have floor tile, like, damage floor tiles. It sucks. And unlike Final Fantasy V, where you can avoid, you know, instant death shit, getting stunned, you know, because they have the damage floor thing for, like, X-Death's Castle and whatnot. Early on, no. No. Nah. You just get hurt. Which is why I'm kind of glad I have high potions for days. Because I'm going to need them. Okay, preemptive strike. That's good. Because I'm still able to pretty much just mindlessly mash, but there are going to be some enemies where I'm just going to die. Or they're going to be like the Frost Wolves where I get my ass handed to me. Or it's damage floor time. That's even worse. But like after this point, I can start getting stuff and buying things. And finding what I need to find and go places. So I need to go here. Oh, I can never remember which direction. Of course it's... Oh yeah, these are the ones. Okay, that was just a stun. But they do have an instant death mechanic in their strikes. And hey, they are called mind flares. What a dick. But it's also at this point where I gotta be worried about levels. Because the higher levels I get, the less levels I get for my own usage. Later on with the class changes. But I'm still like level 20, so I'm not really worried. A whole bunch. But once I get the class change, it's smooth sailing. You can stop stun locking me, thank you. Ow! 45? To a warrior? Rude. But yeah, I kind of knew this was the potential for this. Was a little bit of an easier time. Nah! Yee. Ice guys. Well, you're dead now. Thanks. And one of them had just as much money. Okay. Alright, so... So, I do love having Matoya's theme as this song here. But yeah, I think, despite the claims that I was going to go for what I was going to go for is close to the original as I was saying I was going to. I mean, as the playthrough's gone on, I think people have kind of realized I've fallen back into my old habits with these pixel remasters and just had liberal use of, you know, encounters off within reason. And I do think that, you know, being stun-locked sucks, so I don't like that game. Ow. 31? Rude. But I do think that once I get the class change, I'm just gonna turn on the experience booster and get to 50 and be like, fuck this noise. Because the game already gave me high potions. So, it is one of those situations where the game is already easier by virtue of giving me high potions rather than just sticking with normal potions. I don't think high potions existed in the original. I don't think Aethers did either. So, the game is still kind of different. Alright, so as you can see, I need the thing in the middle, but I also want to get the treasures out inside. I don't like what this looks like. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Hopefully. I hope I do. Oh no, that's bad. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, that's so... Okay, that helped. That helped a lot. Wow. You suck so bad. So... Fuck. Ah, damn it. Well, I used to be Raga again. Oh no. I guess in this situation it's kind of okay. I don't know what the other treasure was. I can always go back. Alright. I don't want to be using that Piraga too much. Crozier. Okay. And here's the damage floor. Ow. It doesn't hurt a lot, but after a while, it's gonna get annoying. So I'm still... At least for now, I'm still trying to hold to at least a modicum of what the difficulty was. Because if I really wanted to, like, you guys know me, I would have just no-encountered this entire game. But it wouldn't be interesting at all, and that's also not very interesting, just dead ends right there. But yeah, I don't think that would have been very spiriting of the game. Dude, you run away too? Wow. Even with a character setup that is very user-friendly. Okay, so if I go... I kind of go around anyway. Yeah. No. Ugh. Oh no! Oh, these guys could suck. Oh, these guys could suck. Oh, these guys are gonna suck. Oh, they're gonna suck. So bad. Yeah, get rid of them. This would have been another Peninsula of Power encounter. Hooray! Ice shield. For free? You any good? You any good? Yes. Yes, it's very good. Thank you. I got it for free. I'll take it. No! No! This like, that's what all these damage floors are doing. They're just a drain on resources. Does that make for a fun experience? I'm not sure. I think it's just, like, more frustrating. That begs the question, this is a good talking point. When is dungeon design a fun design and a challenge versus an annoyance? And I think damage floor and other things like that, I don't think of them as challenges. I think of random encounters and other shit like this as just a... They are a nuisance that I'm glad has been gotten rid of. I said this way, way back when I did Final Fantasy VI. I made a beeline for that movable charm. Because I knew that as an experience, I didn't like random encounters as a rule. Ever. And I would do anything in my power, whether it was Final Fantasy X-2 to get, like, a charm bangle in, like, Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. Because then I would be able to choose what my tolerance level was. And part of it had to do with the fact that Bravely Default came out. And I think, I don't know if that was the first, but it sure seemed like the first to me, way back in like 2010, where I was given the choice from the get-go to not have to do random encounters. And that's the sort of thing where, like, I get it. Part of the challenge in the old school days was designed like this. But the battles themselves should be what's challenging. Like, I fight the monster, and it's the winter fucking wolves, dude. Those guys are the challenge. Like, these guys, this part should be the challenge. Not, did I walk over the floor and get stuck behind a dead end? Like, yeah, I get that. There should be more variety and stuff and what I'm dealing with, but the challenge should be, do I have the resources to handle this? It goes back to old school D&D design. Sure, you can have traps. That's well within the thing, but I tend to be player friendly, and I don't have as many fights, and I don't, bother the, I don't like seeing characters and players die, just because I personally don't like seeing myself die in games, so it's like, same deal. But I understand there has to be kind of a balancing point. And there should be. Like, how much is how easy is a game too easy and it can be mindless? Like most of right now. I mean, outside of fights like this area has been kind of okay, kind of chill. The playthrough's been pretty quick, pretty easy. But there's still enemies that can hurt. And then having access to all these high potions. But does that require skill, though? I mean, is that skill, or is that just a frustration, right? Is it a skill to not use certain things? Like, yeah, I get it. It could be more of a challenge in the sense that you're attacking with different strategies and you have to work your way through it and whatever. But there's the death spell. Oh goody. That's a challenge. That is what I consider the challenge in an RPG. An enemy throwing a death spell at me. Having me fight 10 of those dudes is just dumb and annoying and rude. But well within the right of the game, like Persona or SMT. They can throw an instant death whatever in the game and do it, and that's fine. not dead yet. I'm not dead. He is. God damn it. See, this is a challenge. And now, look. I finally fucked up. I'm finally out of the blue. See? That's what I consider a challenge. A fight. A fight challenged me. It took the game forever, but copious amounts of dead ends, monsters in boxes. There comes a point where that doesn't become a challenge and it's more just a frustration that doesn't need to exist. Like the enemies using stun as an attack. There's a reason that doesn't exist in most games ever. Because why the fuck is the game doing this to me? I mean, that's cool in like a boss fight, but these are random encounters against scrubs. That's just a nuisance. So it becomes, okay, if that's a boss mechanic, sure. Or a mini-boss mechanic, I recognize that and understand it. But the same thing is, why would a boss heal themselves? Or confuse you to heal them? You know, it's that sort of thing. The bosses are hard enough as is. Throwing in bullshit like, hey, I can heal myself for half my health bar near the end, or if you don't kill all of my dudes all at once, then you have to... Like the splitting mechanic, like if you don't kill them all at the same time, they regenerate. Shit like that. When does a challenge just become a chore? Right. And it's important to know that fighting a bunch of dudes, for the sake of it, when I'm just trying to get through a room, I mean, even if I wasn't doing this for content's sake, I would hate this. I'm doing it because this is the gameplay that exists, but using copious amounts of boosts and quality of life exists for a reason, because people complained about it. And having, here's what I think is important, is having the choice. Yeah, you would be predisposed to using the quality of life features, sure. But they exist for a reason, and this is why getting into that discussion of difficulty is like, you should just get good, like, this is how it used to be. Yeah, I know. That's how it used to be. But it's not challenging. It's just a hassle. A challenge is a fight like Seymour Flux in, a challenge is like a fight with Seymour in, see, look at this. Instead of fighting right here, I'm choosing right there. Bravely Default and, you know, randomizers and whatever have kind of told me from here on that, like, I don't need to be frustrated. I don't want to be frustrated. I don't have to be. I can just get what I need to get and go. And then we go down here. That chest is gonna bug me, so I'm gonna go get it later, but this is the challenge. Fighting this dude, though technically he's not that big a deal unless he has instant death shit. Doesn't have a lot of HP. But that's fine. Then I got the floater. The Levistone. And then I'm gonna have to go back in and grab that chest again and come back out. Let's do that. But while I'm doing that, I can talk through... Oh, dude, you asshole. See, this is a hassle just to be a hassle. Locking me into a fight with a dude because I fell through the floor. Now I gotta check the treasure. An idea might be to save, just so I know what I'm in for, and then if it's a useless thing and I don't have to come back out, that might be what I do. But getting rid of hassles is the point of quality of life. It's the same thing with, like, dealing with injuries in life. You work through the injuries you have via mechanisms. Can't open a jar, you have a jar opener thing to give you leverage. You use a cane to help you walk, same idea. People, you know, again, that's a physical thing, but I hope that makes sense of what I'm trying. I'm using an extreme example to explain the point. Why make things harder on yourself just because? When the option is there, to not. I mean, look at this. This is fucking amazing. I could just walk out. I could choose to walk out at my leisure. I would have been in like 10 fucking fights by now. But now I can check and see if that treasure is worth a damn or worth fighting that other fight again. The choice. I'm not predisposed to fighting a bunch. I don't have to. If I make a mistake, you know, same idea. I like being in control of, hey, I made that mistake, it was my fault. I gotta go back and get this chest. But now I'm not punished, and in turn I'm not punishing you to figure out, was this worth it? A flame sword. Cool, it was worth it. Sure, I'll take the flame sword. Gimme. I like that. That's cool. The flame sword. Power of fire. Awesome. But now, if I've made that mistake, this is the only fight I have to deal with. You see why I'm okay with that. And other people might not. They are well within their right, personally, to say, no, you have to do it as old school as a mentality as possible. You weren't allowed to do this way back when. If you want to do a challenge run and not, you know, not use a certain character or not do, you know, that's within your right. I'm not going to tell you how to play your game because it's your game experience. But I don't impose on other people. I remember one of my friends, and you know her, Lee, she told me once, I think, God, she was either playing Berseria or she was playing, I think she was playing something else, but we were talking about it while I was streaming Berseria, that's how I remember it. Was a game that she played on her own stream. She was having fun and she was showing stuff off, and this person came by and said, yeah, but you could really do this, you could do this, you could do this, and it got to the point where they were trying to impose the way they play the game onto somebody who was playing for fun. And do you know how stupid that makes you? Do you know how annoying, personally, that makes you sound? To basically take your views on something and think that that's the only way to do a thing. Because I get that. I get why people who stream for the first time want to just figure stuff out on their own after having dealt with people kind of like us who know how to play the game. Do it. Okay, so what did I Aha! Okay, I screwed up. Okay, so I'm back where I was. Okay. The imposition of saying, this is the proper way, you know, min-maxing, you know, this is advice. But personally also saying, hey, I just want to figure this out for right now. If I want the advice, I'll ask for it. You know? And for most people, that's relatively easy to understand. Let a person figure shit out for themselves. Hold your tongue, even if you played a game a million fucking times, because what I'm doing is playing Final Fantasy the way I want to play it. If that requires me to maybe not do it optimally, fine, whatever, I don't really give a shit. And nobody should really give a shit how I'm playing, because it's how I'm deciding to play it. Because I'm playing it. I'm not playing against somebody else. Do I know every little intricacy of Final Fantasy? No. Do I know the pinpoint, absolute, like, min-maxing methods of every Final Fantasy game? No. I play the games a lot, and I think I'm qualified to talk about them, but I never tell people, this is how you should play. No, these are things you could do as methods, but they're not the way to play them. And then when Lee told me that this person was just saying over and over, this is how I play it, and you're bugging me because you're not playing the game right to my satisfaction. Well, why are you going into somebody else's stream anyway to tell them how to play a game? Especially one that they've played before, right? So my reaction to this, and I don't know if this was verbatim, but this is something I definitely remember, was if you're going into somebody else's stream or going into somebody else's channel and telling somebody how to play something that they're showing off for free for your entertainment, make your own fucking videos. Make your own fucking stream. And then you could play the game your way and show off your method of how to play the game. If you want to play one, like a solo player challenge with no magic, with no heals, no nothing, and do it blindfolded, you're within your right. I told myself I would give this a shot and try to play the areas as best I could, and then halfway through the game, I saw the gil count and I saw the HP, and I was like, I'm just going to play the way I'm going to play, and then nothing going to stop me. I changed my mind. As the game progressed, I was allowed to change, right? And I think having the ability, my main point here, is not to discourage anyone from challenge. If you want the fights to be the way you want, you can. But being allowed to choose how to play a game to suit your playstyle is a freeing thing. Back in 1987, 1988, 1994, 2000-ish, we didn't have that. Old school Final Fantasy games on the PS1, they didn't have the encounter nuns thing. You'd have to get them late in the game for that to happen. You know, or you'd have to get Diablos in 2000, or Final Fantasy VIII, you have to do that. But as soon as you get encounter none, you could choose no encounters, just like that. Now, push of a button, done. Fantasian does this thing where you can like bypass a bunch of random encounters and then just do them all in like 30 sprints all at once. It's kind of crazy how they described it to me. Will I use that? Probably. But Bravely Default taught me, and the Final Fantasy randomizers taught me the benefit of not fighting if I don't have to. I'm able to just sit and chat with you guys about my thoughts and things. And not worry about, oh my god, the damage floors are getting really annoying and I can't get through this fucking stage without all these fucking fights, you know. So, I wanted to stop and kind of make that message before I got me this thing. airship. Hell yeah. And now we're gonna do the Castle of Ordeals next. And I want to say there's a thing I need to do before I get in there. So I'll check on that before I just waltz my ass in there. But I'll see. And again, you can play this to do Mount Gulag first and then do this bit. It's all personal preference. Speaking of personal preference, I prefer calling this episode right now. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this little kind of couple of episodes of me just kind of talking through things about process and, you know, choice and doing things the way people want to do it. You know, everybody's able to make their own decision in life, given their needs and their own uses. I'm not an authority on anything. I'm just some dork playing a video game way too late in the morning, like way too fucking early in the morning because I didn't decide to sleep very well. I'm no authority on how to decide what somebody should do. But if somebody wants to take the advice that they're given or find any enjoyment out of these, then I'm happy to provide it. But hopefully, it gives something for people to think about, to be like, you know, have fun with life. Life should be fun. It shouldn't be annoying, right? But anyway, before I get even more annoying, I'll call it an episode here, and I'll see you next time.